I think I'm realizing that now because, like I said, I'm only 4 to 5, like off the top guys in the split. So I know I'm leaving time out there, like especially like is that turn 1, 2, or 3. It's like 3 or either 3 or 4. Like I should be way out there on the exit, but I'm like right there in the middle. That just means I'm not pushing the car hard enough.
And you know, also there is a thing about like letting the momentum of the car take you around the track. Like well, I'm trying to remember that saying. Sometimes slow is fast. Right. Sometimes slow is fast. Right. See, so sometimes it's just a tap on the brake. You don't touch the gear, but it's a tap on the brake and just let the car swing through. You know, Parabolica at Monza is similar. Similar.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like with turns like that, I have a problem with. I wish what they had. It's funny, man, because I remember on Gran Turismo. I don't know if you remember the license test. So like in a license test, it would like just put you through like a turn like that, and you would have to practice going through that turn to try to get.
Oh yeah, that's right. And you had to take the turn the right way. Yep.
And you had to get within, you know, it'd be a silver, a bronze, or a gold, right?
I remember that. Yeah.
I wish we could do that like on ACC. Like I wish they made that an option to where you can just do like training sessions on certain turns, because the thing about it is in sim racing is now in order to do that turn I gotta do a whole nother lap again.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, but then again
start, you know.
No, but then again, if you do it that way, it takes the realism away and it gamifies it, man. You have to you know.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, I get it, but like think about it. For instance, like when somebody's like playing basketball, right? So a center, there's a lot of things that go into being a center: rebounding, defense, block shots, passing, blah blah blah. But all today I want to focus on is my back down. That's it. All I want to focus on my back down, and then my transition into a fadeaway or a hook, or you know what I'm saying, like something else. That's all I want to focus on. They don't have to do everything in practice just to get to that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like if I could do that. It would take the realism out of it, but
I was gonna say, man, like that kind of removes the.
But it would be fun though, in a sense, because it's like I guess it would seem more efficient if that was an option.
What if you were just like kind of doing well, I was gonna say like you just doing laps, right? But what you're really doing is just trying to focus on that key area. That, you know, we were talking about the Motec stuff, right? On the phone earlier.
Yeah.
And it's like with the Motec data, I was watching some vids on it. Like shout out to Sim Racing 604. I was watching his vids. He like the ones he did from like 2 years ago, and then I think it was one from a year ago. The most recent one I think I was watching, where he was doing some breakdowns, and it's giving you like, you know, track sectors, right? Where you know, lap to lap, where you may be losing time or gaining time, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, that I think that's where using the Motec tools and stuff like that, that gives you like more data. You know, we were talking about on the phone. It's like we can go off of seat of the pants, we can go off of time, we can go off of the stuff that the game, that the sim gives us. Okay, but if we have the ability to use like a Motec data logger, oh crap, gives you so much more. And then that's where it's no more guesswork. It's telling you.
Yeah.
It's saying, okay, hey, you're slow right here.
But see, that's the thing, man. Like kind of like also like what we were talking about as far as like some of these drivers having engineers. Like I don't know why it doesn't cross my mind. These people have like designated engineers on their team telling them what to do. Like I'm all thinking they're doing the old school way. Like
hell no, man, they're not doing it how you're doing it.
But
no, these esport team guys, dude. No, they have like a like an engineer type of dude.
Yeah.
Right, who breaks down their data and says make these changes.
So now let me ask you a question, bro. When's the last time you fired up the sim?
I have no idea, man. It was over a month ago, I think. No, you know, actually probably about a month ago.
Okay.
Well, okay, let's do it like this. You know, last 2 weeks, man, I've been, you know, just, you know, healing from the little scooter accident. So that's that. But then I think you know, the couple weeks prior, I was just submitting like vids that I'd already done for Rate My Drive. So I hadn't done any actual sim lately.
No, I got you. No, the reason why I
Yeah,
asked
so it's been a minute.
Well, the reason why I asked is because when you were doing it though, did you feel like you were driving on the limit? Like, did you feel like you were just about to fall off?
No, no. I think what I usually do is I'll just do sighting laps, dude. Start out. You know, I'll just do sighting laps just to kind of get my feel back. You know what I'm saying? And then after I do my sighting laps, just, you know, getting like my eye and muscle memory back.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take it, you know, just kind of do some stuff for a little bit, and then I'll go, okay, let's do a run. Right? So I always kind of have like a little thing I do. You know, I don't like to just turn it on and then just try to go all out. And, you know, I hadn't, you know, I take the same approach to karting, right? You kind of take the kart out, go out for a couple laps and make sure everything's bolted on, you know, before you start like just bailing on the shit, right? Yeah. So you go out, take the kart out, just run it, bring it back in. All right, check the pressures and all that. And then you go out and then you start doing your runs, right? So yeah, I take take the same philosophy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, well, still, that's what I'm saying. Like, of course, when I get in the car, I don't just immediately just go balls out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just all out there, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, like, after like 5 or 10, that's when I'm trying to constantly push the limit. Like, I'm trying to push that braking zone. I'm trying to be on the limit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, now my braking marker was at 100. Now I want my car to be halfway into 100 when I brake. Before I brake, like, I'm trying to constantly push it. Like, I think just now I have adopted that philosophy of like constantly keep doing that, because now that I look at some of my driving, I feel like I've been really safe. Like, when I was like looking at my driving like in iRacing, I feel like I was really driving safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what prompts me to say that. That's what prompts me to ask you just how you feel like your driving was when you were, you know, you're doing it on a consistent basis. Because
well, like I said, man, I do drive real aggressive. Right, I think that's kind of like my limit. Yeah, I'm kind of naturally I drive aggressive. So what I just try to do is make sure I'm, like I said, more or less like my body's just kind of like, all right, you know, you know, because like let's just say there's times you can go out and you know you've run a track before and you've run it lap after lap, no problem, right? And there's times you get on and then you think to yourself, oh, yeah, I'm just gonna get on here, right? And your body's kind of not ready. You know, your eyes aren't, you know, you're not really tuned yet. So it's like kind of get a feel and then go ahead and start.
No, I got
But you. Yeah, I go hard though, dude. Yeah.
So like for me, for instance, like one thing that I realized about my driving is that my exit speed is not as high as it should be. Like, I'm a little conservative on the accelerator when I'm coming out of the apex, out of the corner. Like, I should be on it a little quicker, so I'm not as hot as I want to be on it. That's something that I know is my problem. Like, so for you, what's something that you think you can push you further to driving on the edge, like driving on the limit?
Oh, setup.
Okay.
Because I don't touch the setups. I literally just use the base setup, and you know what I try to use as a measure. Because I like what I'll do is I do the stint races. I do 10-minute stint.
Yeah.
Right. I do a 10-minute stint race, and so as long as I'm keeping pace with everybody, like when I always look at I'm always keeping pace, right? So that tells me a lot, but I don't touch the setups.
Got you.
Right. I don't do quality. I stay in the back, and I got this. I got the AI and the aggression up, not super high, but I got the AI up to like 92, and I have the aggression up at like 86. Right, 86, 87, and I'm starting from the back.
They're aggressive.
Huh?
I've seen some of your races, man. You know, we've all seen them, and the AI is really aggressive.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like I need to give myself a challenge. Like, honestly, dude, for training, I do kind of handicap myself, dude. I don't touch the setup. I put the shit up there, and I start from the back, and I say, okay, let me see what I can legit do. Right? And I have not touched it. So I think where I can improve, setup. Okay. And some coaching and like track coaching too. Somebody who knows the track and they can like kind of point out, like, actually don't do that, do this.
Yeah, I know for me, that's exactly what I need too. I need track coaching too, because I think what I've been trying to realize is that, so you know how when you come to sim racing, the first thing they say is you need to find a car, you need to stick with that car.
Yep.
That's generally what they say. Because if you like switch around, today I'm driving Ferrari, tomorrow I'm driving Bentley, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of slowing your progression, right?
Well, you won't actually learn a car.
Exactly. You won't learn a car. You're slowing. Like you're slowing your progression basically when you do that. I'm starting to realize, like, instead of like always trying to focus on learning all these tracks, I really need to find one or two. Like I need to find a track, and I need to learn that track. You know, and just it can either be to the best of my knowledge or get to the point to where what's the word, proficient, to where I'm actually a factor on that track. And then, you know, there's a couple tracks where you just like straight master, but you got to take your time and just like learning the track, even as far as like a week or two, like just learn a track.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's always like that what they call the home track advantage, right? You know, where guys, let's say if they live in a certain area, right? So that means that they typically have turned the most laps at like the local track, right? So, you know, usually those guys are gonna kind of know it intrinsically, like just better. But yeah, overall, like you want to get to know the car to the point where it's just like no matter where the track is, you know the car.
Yeah,
right.
So I want to do that. For real. Because like even when you talk about like home tracks, like, you know, you be doing like racing leagues and stuff like that. This week we're at Spa. I don't live over there in Belgium, but that is my home track because I like that track, you know?
Yeah, because you like the track. You've turned the most laps there, right?
Yeah. But like, yeah, that's just one thing for me is like my acceleration, like coming out of, and then like I need to get some driver coaching. And then also one thing also for me that I need to do is one of these bolts on my rig I need to take out. I got to grind it out and put a new bolt on that one. So that's another thing I need to do. But yeah, I just need to work on my lines as well. I think I could be using more of the track in order to set myself up for the next turn more. So that's what I've been trying to focus on as well.
Yeah.
When it comes to
it's all like, you know, smooth throttle application, you know, minimal braking.
Yeah.
You know, and then also, like I said, like one of the things that I just kind of see is there's areas where you're in first, you should be in second, right? Because like when you're up on the limiter, you're out of the useful the useful part of the power band.
Yeah.
Right. The actual, like, so for example, 206 racing, right? You know, like on those motors, dude, the most useful part of the power band is at around 42 to 4,500 RPM, even though that thing goes up to 62. Right, like where there's the most torque and pull, right, based on the bore and stroke of the piston, is right around 42 to 45, 4,600 RPM. That's where your sweet spot and all the power is, right? So when like, unless it's like a really slow horseshoe turn or something like that, where you have to gear down in the first gear to get up out of that, to negotiate it, you know, those turns where you're doing like maybe 40 miles an hour through there, right? It's a real slow turn. Okay, go down the first. But entry speed on certain turns, you can take that shit second gear and still have the type of power, but you still be up on the band where, again, like that section on Zolder, a little S, and I was telling you, man, okay, if you take it in first, you should be in second halfway through that apex. It should throw you right to the outside of the track. Boom, right down the track. Yeah, so, you know, throttle positioning, gear selection, those little things, they eat up tenths. Yeah, they eat up tenths. Either they will add tenths or they'll just take tenths off. I mean, think about, like, if you figured out a way to take like this, like, okay, let's take a turn that you typically take, right, and you don't think you're taking it, you know, incorrectly or anything, right? And then somebody shows you how to take that turn 4 mile an hour faster. Think about that.
Yeah, that can be
a few tenths.
Yeah.
And then what if on the other turns he's saying, okay, you should be taking this 4 mile an hour faster here, 3 miles an hour faster here, right? Think about how much tenths you're eating up.
So it can just all add up to being like taking 1 to 3 seconds off your time.
Exactly. Yep.
But it's like
just entry exit speed.
I just feel like in ACC though, man, it's like one mistake you're like punished severely for it. Like when it comes to time, like if you turn in too quick here and you have to make that correction, it's literally like 5/10 right there.
But that's okay. But that's how it is in like for real.